Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have with me Ola S1 Pro. This is my scooter. I got it delivered yesterday. In today's video, I'll be giving you the first initial impressions of the scooter, how it feels, how it handles, the initial impressions. Let's talk about the design of Ola S1 Pro. At the front you have a smiley face with two projectors, one for the high beam and one for the low beam, and there's a huge only single panel at the front. There are two LED indicators, turn indicators, and a upside mounted monoshock at the front, and a large aluminium swing arm, so which will hold these alloy wheels. So the front and rear tires are 12-inch MRF zappers having a cross section of 110 by 70. This looks really good. These are too wide also. So as you can see, there is a connection going from the top to the bottom. So this is a different kind of mechanism. Here you have the number plate itself. So it has been riveted. You can't change the number plate also. At the front and back you have the same disc brakes, and it's a CBS. The brakes are really good. This way the battery sits in. At the center you have a bump. They have all the PCBs and all the controllers along with the batteries inside this hump. These are the two ports which are given for kind of handy stuff, to keep the handy stuffs. So there are two speakers at the left and right, and there is a hook at the center. You can keep a medium sized phone on the left space, but at the right you can't fit the phones. This is the USB charger that they have provided, and as you can see, there are only two panels at the back, which runs from this side to this side, and the top one is a single panel. The bottom one is of two panels, one is left and right. At the back you have a brake light indicators and the turn indicators. You got this mud guard at the back with the number plate, as well as LED for the number plate. These are for the norms, and you have the horizontally mounted suspensions. This is the first in scooters, and this is a large housing, aluminium housing for the heat dissipation, as well as it houses the belt as well. As you can see, there is a disc brake at the back as well. These side steps are tucked in very neatly, and it's of very high quality, and stand is also pretty well. It goes and sits in snugly. This mat is provided by them. It will cover all the internal components. Those are the things. Talking about the mirrors, they are of good quality when compared to the test drive vehicles. Talking about the seat, at the front you have a small portion. When it comes to rear, it has widened out, and it's a very big seat. On the lengthwise it's quite short, but if you look at the width, it's too good. There are two grab rails, and these qualities are also pretty good when compared to the test ride vehicles. This is pretty sturdy. They have improved it from the test ride vehicles. Here you have the charging port. You don't have a locking mechanism for this charging port. So you can see the S1 Pro badging. This is offset from the center. This is just a simple sticker that you can print and put it on the scooter. It's not like the actual scooter stickers. It's just these are just the basic vinyl stickers. Even at the front you have the basic Ola sticker. So next I'll be speaking on the dashboard and the buttons. So you have 5 buttons on the right, 5 buttons on the left. The function of this button is to start the turn on the scooter. These two are for the volumes. These to change the modes, hyper, sport and the normal. This is to play and pause the music. This is for reverse and cruise control. And this is for the turning on the lights, low beam, high beam. If you long press on it, the smiley DRL will turn on. Left and right indicators, and this is the horn. So for the indicator and the horn, the sound comes from the speakers at the bottom. So let me turn on the scooter. To turn on the scooter, you just have to hold the brakes and then gentle tap on the power button. So this screen will be lit. You have to type in the passcode. So handle lock will automatically open. This is the screen. Let me turn down the brightness a little bit. So currently it's having 83%. So this is the home screen that you get. Here you can see it's play music. So it's coming soon. Maybe around June 2022 they are planning to launch that. So now I hope you can see it better. Next is this the mode. It will show now currently it's in the parking mode, and it's the speedometer, and this is the range after the charge, and this is the entire kilometers that I have driven at the bottom. So it shows 101 kilometer. This is the time. This is the button to open the trunk, and this is the range that you get. To get into the scooter driving modes, you just have to hold the brakes and again press the power button. So this dashboard will turn on and it will show 00, so that it will indicate you can ride. This is the low beam. So if you press the light, it will turn into blue. So this is high beam, and if you long press, the smiley thing will turn on. So I'll show you the lights. So this is all lights lit. So only the DRL is on, and low beam plus high beam, and entire thing you can turn it off. So you are greeted with a beautiful sound. So in the second screen you can see this is the brightness, this is the battery percentage, this is the temperature of the battery, and then this is the distance that I have covered, and average speed, top speed, and you have the customer care support if anything goes wrong. Then in the display settings you have light and dark theme, then the passcode, you can change the passcodes. Then these are the my vehicle information. Then this is the media volume control. This is of no use for now. And next up is Bluetooth, which is not updated yet, and this is the updated version. That's all about the dashboard. So let me give you a glimpse of reverse mode. You just have to press this reverse mode button. So it will make a sound just like a car. So you can go reverse. It can go up to max of 4 km/h. Just have to press back again to get it to the normal mode. So basically you have three modes: normal, sport and hyper. The next thing I want to speak is the trunk. So if you tap on this button, the trunk will get open. So it says trunk open. So this is a huge trunk, guys. They have provided me a body cover. For all the customers they are giving the body cover, and this body cover is not like any other body cover. This fits in very neatly, and I can say it's of very high quality. So as you can see, there's a large boot space. This is the charger itself. So they have provided a bag for the charger. Then they have provided toolkit and as well as the first aid kit. So at the back you have the tire specs, like what psi you need to fill in, and then some kind of sticker shows some medical something. To close the trunk you just have to close and then slightly press it. So it's locked. So if you're not using the scooter, the entire thing will turn off. If it's not in the handle rotated state, it will not lock the handle. Next I'll be talking on the panel gaps and the issues what I see right now. So as you can see, this is the most common gap and the faultiness that I see. And also if you closely look, I can easily slide my nails inside it. So this might cause some problems if the water seeps in. All over the scooter, wherever you see these kinds of joints, right, it's all not properly fit in. There are lot of panel gaps. I mean, these are okay. If you see this, it is easily coming out. See this, it's not properly fit in. If you see this front mud guard, whenever I go on the potholes or the bumps, this kinds of shakes and makes noise. So these all can be minor things can be fixed, but the major ones like this can't be fixed. So it's better to wait for a while, say 4-5 months, and then think of buying the scooter. So it's the initial production scooters.